I'm Deysi with Katy Christian Ministries. I have the pleasure of leading as the executive director, an army of volunteers and staff.
Yeah, and y'all been one of our partners from the very beginning. And I know the roots of some of what KCM does even starts in this church. And can you kind of just tell me about the early beginnings of KCM and
Absolutely.
even how this church or other area churches have been playing a part in that?
Oh my gosh, it's so humbling, even for myself, that I was not around, right, when it was formed. But even through looking at historical records, and it has been, most definitely a lot of milestones. But when I look back at the foundation of Katy Christian Ministries, when I say it's very humbling, I really mean it, because, as pastors, as churches, we're here and we're very mission driven. We're here to love on everyone that walks in through their doors, right? We're talking about different churches. So with that being said, it was during the 80s when it was a rough economic time. And so a lot of families were needing assistance with food. And then it grew into needing financial assistance, right, to maybe pay their rent or mortgage. But a lot of it was for food assistance. And so the same families were knocking on or going to different churches, or some same churches, seeing same families. So then that's when a group of pastors came together and said, you know what, we're seeing something here. And so there's something happening in our community. And so there was that conversation. And so they got together. And what I love about even till now is just having a vision, right? Yeah. So I appreciate that vision from, it was 9 founding churches. Had it not been for pastors listening to those that were coming in, crying, whether it may be, and then I could just see it. I was not present, but I could just see it. Pastors and church leaders or anyone at church, praying for the families. Yeah. I could just see that, and that's an automatic given. Yeah. What became difficult was finding the time and resources and attention that each family needs, and the complexity with what's going on in the household. Yeah. And how many of them are being affected just by the simple fact that there's not enough food to feed, everyone in the household. Yeah. So you can imagine. So 9 founding churches, and First United Methodist Church here. And it's so beautiful when I open up the actual original Articles of Incorporation book that I have the honor and privilege to keep in my office. I safeguard it really, really well. So it's when I open it up and I get to see, it is very humbling. Yeah. And to be able to have the opportunity to take it from there and not lose the meaning. And again, I wasn't present in those conversations, but I could just feel it, right? Yeah. And just sustaining or even growing from that vision, right? We know the mission is really to demonstrate Christ's love in us and be an extension of the church, the members. I mean, without the support, and we definitely would not be where we are today.
Because it's really a picture of the church at its best. It's multiple churches working together. It's being the hands and feet of Christ in very tangible ways. And I know there's a lot of pride in this church that we've had. Our roots are there from the very beginning, and 39 years ago.
39 years ago.
I know we just celebrated a 39th anniversary.
Yes.
It's such a success story of the body of Christ coming together, serving our community together, meeting the needs of our community.
As a community, and as population grows, right? A lot of families are moving into Katy. And so with that growth also comes needs, right? You never know It's just crisis happens,
Yeah.
right? Whether it may be a natural disaster, or maybe someone lost their job. Maybe they lost a loved one who was the main provider for the household. There's so many things, so many factors. And so here we are 39 years later, and that, where it's addressing food insecurity, that's still a prevalent issue in today's society. And, again, we continue to grow as in population in our community. So how ready are we, right? So there is a realistic picture to take a look at. Like, okay, I know that we cannot solve, all the problems. But like you said, could we continue to be, the hands and feet of Jesus? Yes, most definitely. Can we do this alone? No. So that's where, churches like you and then the members and the ladies group and the Sunday school classes, that's what truly does make a big difference and impact in our families, because without it, So we're just an extension, and that, to me, that's what I take to heart. That I want to make sure that the community knows we're serving every single day, and we do it with love. And that dignity and respect for every family that's coming through. I think we just be an example of the congregation as a whole. I can't thank you enough. I mean, from being in the basement with the food pantry, from being in the food pantry here in the basement to what it is now, a enormous support from Sunday school classes, and I've shared this with you, how amazing that is, from food donations to, and let's not forget the prayers. Just that involvement. I'm absolutely grateful, and congratulations on your 125 years.